Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Municipal Monday. These are short segments provided to AML members that help to take the place of what otherwise would have been our legislative conference in Juneau, which we hold each year. Today, I want to just talk briefly about the American Rescue Plan. I know we'll do a deeper dive with members on Tuesday. And have a full presentation about what's in that plan, what it means for Alaska, what it means for the state of Alaska, and what it means for local governments and other partners. But just really quickly, I want to talk with members about what's in there and maybe just to work through some expectations. We know that for the state of Alaska, they'll receive right around $1.25 billion. Which is about 25% of their UGF in a fiscal year. Local governments will receive just under 230 million, split out over 2 years. So 230 million would have been roughly 12% of their annual UGF, split out over 2 years. We're talking about 5 or 6% of a municipal budget. Maybe, and it really varies by community. It's important to know that of the 230 million, it is over 2 years. So half of it comes in the next 60 days, maybe. And some of that, a lot of it for cities through the state, which will have 30 days to get those funds out. And then the other half, not for another year. And for many communities, it's going to be just enough to fill the gaps, to meet your needs right now related to continued pandemic response, to maybe some support for those in need in your community, both residents and businesses. For some, they can be able to use it for their lost revenue to make sure that their local governments can have what they need to fully employ staff kind of pre-pandemic levels and to continue delivering the services that residents depend on. So this isn't a windfall at all, we know, for local governments. For the state, it's going to take a lot of work, I think, to unpack what to do with that 1.25 billion, plus the other grants that'll come directly through federal agencies to state agencies to the state to allocate. And we look forward to contributing, AML input, local government input into how to best leverage those dollars to continue to benefit and stabilize, state programs, local programs, schools, the economy, and Alaska's more vulnerable residents. I'll note that there's a lot of work in front of us, but I hope we can approach that collaboratively. We're going to have to, I think, approach this federal relief from this view of partnership. It will mean partnership between schools and tribes and local governments and the state to ensure that these dollars can be leveraged most effectively to meet Alaska's needs, to continue to provide services, to meet infrastructure needs. And there's funding in there for water and sewer, which I think we saw in a news article over the weekend. The need there is $1.8 billion. This funding is also available to broadband, and we know what broadband means and the gap means for so many Alaska communities. So we really look forward to working with our members, with the legislature and state agencies, and with partners at the tribal level within our school districts, and anywhere else we can turn to make sure that Alaskans can have their needs met most effectively from this federal relief. That I imagine this is maybe some of the last that's coming. $6 trillion has come out through a variety of federal relief programs. And I hope we can make this one, the American Rescue Plan, matter most and meet the most that we can of Alaskans' needs. So stay tuned for more. I hope members will join us for our presentation coming up on Tuesday this week. And we will wait for guidance from Treasury and from federal agencies, from our partners at NACO and NLC, who have just been so fundamentally helpful throughout this process. But stay tuned for more information, and thanks for listening to this Municipal Monday. We know that a more informed Alaska is a greater Alaska. Thanks, everybody.